What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my Road to 100K or $100,000 playlist series. And I realized today that by next month, this video, all right, or this playlist will basically be redundant because I'm taking what I have from my other position, living abroad here in the pension system or investing or putting money towards the pension system. I'm pulling that out and putting it into my main portfolio. So it'll kind of be redundant, but I'll still update just to keep things fun for me because I want to hit that 100K mark. And then it'll be a new playlist where it's a road to 200K. So, I'd like to highlight a little more on this video how I'm just, I'm not working as a C-suite executive or in sales, and as an account manager or insurance, whatever. I'm a basic school teacher, guys, and for people who are saying they don't have enough money, or school teachers wherever you are in the world, to say that you don't have enough money to invest, one, that's a bold-faced lie you're telling yourself, and two, you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage. All right, I've been putting in a few $100s over the last basically 2 years. I've been tracking this since for the last 16 months, but I started with putting money towards shares of NVIDIA in 2023, and it has grown significantly. All right. And if I can do it, there's no reason as to why anyone else can't. And that even goes for school teachers. And I think educators can be some of the best investors. All right. Because educators have to be planners. Educators educators know that we don't make tons and tons of money. So we got to stack and put stuff aside for the future. All right. Without any further ado, let me go ahead and show you what I got here today. So we'll start with this. And I always put this on my other video where I track my investment into NVIDIA and Bitcoin. Um, Putting money away month to month can really can earn you thousands of dollars in the future. I'll say it again, putting money away or investing money slowly over time, month to month, can net you several thousands of dollars in the future. Case in point here, for the month of July, I have not invested anything. All right, toward the second half of June to the beginning of July here, I haven't invested anything. I went on a trip back home to the U.S. 2 weeks ago, just got back, and I saw my portfolio was up almost $4,000. All right, I didn't put anything else into it. I didn't touch it. Whatever. It made me $4,000. But that's because of the money that I had put in months, year plus, 2 years leading up to this. All right. So you want to make sure your principal gets high enough. And for those of you who say, well, I don't have thousands of dollars to put in, that's okay. Start with 200. Start with 100, start with 50. It doesn't matter. Just as long as you're putting money away, it'll snowball, it'll compound. All right. So this is where I'm at, guys. If you want to check out my other channel, you just click on my profile. I'll try to add a little thing here for you to click on it. But you can see over the last 16 months how I've just been putting like $300, $400, $500 at a time, with the exception of the wedding gift I got in June of 2024. I have not been putting thousands of dollars into this, okay? And newsflash, I am not making thousands and thousands of dollars as a school teacher over here in South Korea. I'm married. I have a child on the way. I have a shitload of expenses, but you should still be able to pay yourself a couple $100 at the middle at the beginning of the month, all right, for your long-term future, for your long-term goals, okay? I'll shut up now about this chart and we'll move on. Contribution amount, nothing really to talk about here, okay? I make a school teacher salary of about 35,000 US dollars in South Korea per year. Chump change. With that being said, I still contribute between $500 and $1,000 per month, usually in that $500 to $600 range, okay? And let me add this. Many people who watch this video may say, well, you're married, you got someone else to rely on. I tell you what, You think I'm asking my wife for money on this? Are you fucking serious? I'm doing this shit from my paycheck. And then I'm making sure I'm budgeting for the rest of the month on what I should spend for food, for this, for OB-GYN visits, all that shit. There's no excuse. No fucking excuse. And especially if you're over in America, and you're making a little more, or you're at a school where there's an established pay grade or pay system year to year, you should be saving this money. There's no fucking excuse. Get the hell off DraftKings. Get the hell off Amazon. Get the hell away from those shopping apps that a lot of people are on blowing money. You got to pay yourself first. It's going to pay off in the long run. All right. $0 per month, but my portfolio went up over 3K in the last 3 weeks. Okay. Current portfolio value. All right. And let me say this, guys. So I've gotten some comments and messages over the last couple months, especially once the markets went back up after the whole Trump tariff scare kind of settled down and the Iran and Israel thing kind of settled down. I got a bunch of messages because my portfolio went up from like 31 or like 35 to like it's at $44,000 now. Just looking at my Bitcoin and Nvidia stuff, and people are saying, "Well, you don't mention the red months, or you're just talking about all the positive stuff." Guys, I'm fucking talking about the positive stuff because something positive happened. And something positive happened because my ass was in the trenches from January to April of 2025. The first 4 fucking months of 2025, that whole stuff with Trump coming in, I thought we were going to pump up. We didn't at all. We went down, but I kept putting money into things. I kept putting money into Bitcoin. I kept putting a hundred, $200 into Nvidia here and there. All right, because I knew it was going to go back up. Because look at it this way: what does Trump and the tariffs and all that shit, long term, have to do with the use case and thesis of Bitcoin? What does the Trump tariff da 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 all have to do with the use case and thesis and leadership of NVIDIA and what they're trying to accomplish? Absolutely nothing long term. Okay? It may have a short term effect, a short term hit because investors are scared, institutions are scared, they're pulling money out. But long term, guys, fucking Trump's not going to be president forever. All right? So, and that's just one little take on it, but you got to look long term on these things. Anytime there's a dip, you should be putting money away. What the fuck are you going to do? Stop and keep buying when it's at the highest price? All right. And for God's sakes, do not sell out. Do not sell out. All right. And I know I'm just throwing a bunch of stuff at you guys, but I'm just saying the different things that I've learned. All right. NVIDIA, 21K, Bitcoin, 23K here. My Korean national pension, which is my Korean savings account basically as a foreigner, uh, $9,200. All right. Total portfolio value, $54,237. I was at 50,000 a month ago in June, and I didn't put anything in. It's at 54,000 down now. So case in point. Case in point, okay? I want to end with this picture. Oh my God, what's that? Oh my God, this is gonna sound corny. I thought of ways to bring this up. It's gonna sound corny as shit, no matter how I say it, but I'm just gonna articulate it the best way I can. All right. There's a podcast called The Compound. It has a lot of different Wall Street executives on it. If you look at my YouTube page, I'm subscribed to them. They are incredibly. That is one of the most the one of the best financial podcasts I have ever subscribed to and watched. They are very intelligent, but very, very down to earth, very pragmatic, very practical, and I love it. And the main guy there, Josh Brown, he says investing and compound interest is like having a fire in front of you. Your position, whether it's the S&P 500 or crypto, whatever, your position, and each time you put money on it, it's like making that fire even bigger. So if you guys have ever been to a bonfire in high school, college, whatever, all right, and they have this fire, they have the firewood, and People are putting different shit in it. And if you put paper or you put a piece of cardboard on it, that fire starts to get bigger. It starts to heat up. All right. And that's the power of compound interest. And that's one of the most important things I've learned over the last 2 years, or more specifically, the last 16 months. Each dollar you put in, whether it's $100 to $1,000 or 50, 10, whatever, it's going to make you money over the long term. All right. I'm not going to say there's months that it's going to go up forever. There are months where things go down. There could be a period in time, and I know it's going to happen over the next decade, where my shit could go down a year plus. I totally accept that. But what the fuck am I going to do? I'm a school teacher, man. The best way for us regular working class people to make money is investing. All right? It's investing. So the moment you stop investing because you think, "Oh my god, I'm scared." That's the moment you really start to, like, you're tripping yourself up. All right? So this is the number one thing I've learned, guys. Compounding, putting money in month to month. It's like adding fuel, adding paper, wood, cardboard, whatever into a fire. It continues to get hotter, it continues to get bigger. All right? I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next month.